Hey everyone, it's Erin. I'm here. I'm here for you today, and I'm going to be sharing my story and a little bit of a deeper dive into how I began my inner adventure to discovering myself. Quite honestly, it happened when I was wedding dress shopping. Highlights the importance of knowing yourself and trusting yourself and having a connection to your intuition and your inner wisdom. And that's why it's so important to have a relationship with yourself. Let's get into the story. I want to share a photo here. Boop. The photo is me in my wedding dress. Really beautiful, isn't it? Yes. This photo should capture this moment of joy. It is a moment where I'm in my wedding dress. I'm surrounded by my sisters, my mom, my mother in law, my sisters in law, and they're all excited. They're all smiles. But as I stand there, beneath the surface, I was barely holding it together. So this dress fit perfectly, but I felt so suffocated. My heart pounded, my hands were sweaty, I felt like I was going to be sick, and I felt this anxiety, dread, helplessness. It was almost as if I was floating above my body, watching this experience happen. I was watching this stranger in the mirror, someone who had been spending years saying yes to a life she thought she should want. I had been living on autopilot, checking all the right boxes, convincing myself that, well, this is what happiness is. This is the next step on my list of to dos. Deep down, I knew. My body knew. The sleepless nights, nausea, the unbearable weight on my chest that I had, everything in me was screaming, stop, wake up, this isn't right. And yet I silenced it. I continued on and I got married because I believed that I didn't have a choice. Well, there's no surprise that we were divorced just 4 months later. But why does my story matter? Well, because I know I'm not alone. So many of us are stuck in a life that looks good, even great, on paper, but feels completely wrong. We ignore the signs, we numb the discomfort, and we keep going. Too afraid to pause, too afraid to question, and truly listen to ourselves. And that is why I began to embark on my inner adventure to discovering myself. I was making decisions out of fear, out of shoulds, out of what I thought I should be doing in my next steps. I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I didn't want to have any discomfort. Yet I was creating all this discomfort for myself. I wasn't listening to those signals that were making me feel anxious and off and something doesn't feel right. And I mean, yes, I have anxiety and I've dealt with relationship anxiety and all the things. But when I was in a relationship that was not serving me in any way possible, I continued to still chase and move forward, disregarding how the relationship was making me feel. When we are so disconnected, this leads us to make choices that are not connected to our intuition, that are not connected to our inner wisdom. We'd rather make choices because that's what we should be doing and that's what other people want us to do. Or that's the dream life that we thought we'd want that we see in the movies, rather than choose things and make decisions because they are best for us. So, in the end, life continues to challenge us. They bring us these obstacles because they're like, well, she's not listening, so I'm going to throw her this other sign for her to listen up. And it's going to get louder and it's going to get louder and louder and louder until you actually listen. And for me, it was my divorce. And it was literally getting to the point where there was no other option other than to leave each other. So how do we stop this? How do we stop making decisions based on fear of disappointing or not doing something right or making a mistake? There's lots of reasons to have fear. I get it. I think becoming curious about why you feel a certain way. Is there merit to what you feel? Why am I making this decision and where am I making it from? Am I making it from a place of fear? Or am I making it from a place of confidence, of relaxation, of inner knowing? There is really a difference of making a decision in fear and making a decision when it is aligned with you. Because I truly feel that one that gives you anxiety and you almost feel like your body is repulsing it, that is a decision maybe you should think more deeply on. When you're making a decision and it feels good and it feels spacious and it feels like a sense of calm comes over you, knowing that this is the right decision for you, that's the difference. Another way to stop making decisions that are not aligned with you is to slow the F down. Life goes by way too quick, and we are forced into making these decisions that are not aligned because we have to make that quick decision. We're basing it on these shoulds or these fear-based decisions, not wanting to disappoint. We don't want to make sloppy decisions. Instead, we want to make intentional decisions. Now, I'm not asking you to slow down your life entirely like you are a sloth and everything needs to take a million hours to decide. No. Slow down. Ask the question and see how your body feels. Consider it. Consider what is going on inside of you. Does this feel like a good decision? What are the options? It's making a decision from a confident foundation, from an inner knowing or wisdom, as much as you can. And sometimes decisions, yes, they're going to be quick. But if you can take the couple moments to just step back, take a breath, and ask yourselves how you're truly feeling about this, it makes all the difference. When you get to the point of listening to yourself, and this is very hard for many people because we are afraid of what slowing down and listening to ourselves means. We're scared of what our inner wisdom will tell us. But if we're so scared of listening to ourselves, making decisions from that place, how the hell are we living truthfully? How are we living authentically? Being able to listen to yourself without judgment and allowing those answers to come in no matter what, that is allowing you to connect to your truth and your authenticity so you can make decisions from there. Sometimes there are anxious thoughts going on and you have to kind of discern through that. Taking that step back, sit quietly at your desk if you're at work, or going outside, getting some fresh air, taking some time to really just step away and be with yourself. Do that. Do not judge. Let go of that fear and just listen. Because your body and your soul will always tell you. Your mind might make up some things, but your body will always tell you. Last but not least, tell yourself the truth and believe it. So, as I mentioned, allow the answers to come up. And if what your body is saying is the truth, you have to believe it. You can't deny it. Otherwise, you'll get into situations like myself where I created this life that was so anxiety driven. It was so depressive. It was just so sad because I wasn't living for me. And I feel for people who are going through that. And it has taken a long time to get to this place where I know my inner calmness and I know my inner being and how to ask questions and to be directed by it. I still get messed up with my anxiety, making decisions from that place. But life is going to make a lot more sense to you and it's going to have more clarity and it's going to feel better to you when you start making decisions from a place of peace, from a place of knowing that you personally are making this decision, not your parents, not your friends, not what you see on social media. You. I hope that this video will help you think about creating a better relationship with yourself and seeing the benefits, because going through life, following all the rules, making all the checklists, living this life of rules and rigidity and having to be perfect, that's got to be really uncomfortable. And as someone who's been through it, I know it's uncomfortable. I want to offer you some guidance. I'm going to be providing a link below for my free self-discovery email challenge for those of you going through heartbreak and divorce and not really sure what to do next. It is a challenge to help you move through the process, navigate your feelings, and get to know yourself better. Now, over the next couple months, I am going to be coming out with more tools and techniques and a few mini courses. So watch out for that. I implore you to start developing a relationship with yourself because we live in a world where it's very, very easy to get sucked into what your life is supposed to look like, who you're supposed to be with, who you're supposed to be, and it's all bullshit. Find that connection to you, start living from that place, and believe your truth. Thanks so much for watching. If you resonated with this video, I'd love to hear from you. Make a comment below and subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this with a friend who might be going through the same thing or might need to hear this message, but know that you or anyone else is not alone. You're here. We're here together. I hope that you find some clarity. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.